Imagine this. You're standing on a massive stage, the roar of applause crashing around you like ocean waves. Your name echoes through the stadium speakers. This is your moment, the culmination of years of hard work, late nights, and dreams deferred. But as you scan the crowd, searching for those familiar faces, nothing. Just 4 empty seats glaring back at you under the harsh lights. No cheers from the people who should matter most. No proud smiles. Just silence. Absolute, gut-wrenching silence. Hi, I'm Evelyn Reeves, and that was the day my family showed me exactly where I stood in their world. Or rather, where I didn't. But if they thought ignoring me would break me, well, they had no idea what was coming. Stick around because this story of betrayal, quiet grit, and sweet, satisfying justice is one you won't forget. Let's rewind to my childhood in the Reeves household. It was a place where roles were assigned early, like parts in a play no one asked if I wanted to star in. My older sister Madison, she was the golden child, the one who shined so bright she eclipsed everyone else. Polished, ambitious, always the center of attention. Then there was Caleb, my younger brother, the wild card who could crash and burn, but somehow always landed on his feet because the family safety net was woven just for him. And me? The middle child? The easy one? The invisible glue holding it all together, but never acknowledged. I remember being 10 years old, clutching a small blue ribbon from my school art contest. My heart pounded with excitement as I raced home, bursting through the door. "Mom, look what I won!" But she barely glanced up from chopping vegetables, her voice distracted and sharp. "Sweetie, not now. Take Caleb upstairs. He's upset about soccer tryouts again." That ribbon? It ended up crumpled in my pocket, my tiny victories swallowed by their needs. Again. High school wasn't any better. I poured my soul into the architecture club, sketching designs late into the night, dreaming of buildings that touched the sky. But the week I joined, Madison announced she was starting in the business society. Guess whose achievement made it onto the family Christmas card that year? Hers, of course. Mine? Not even a footnote. It was death by 1,000 tiny cuts, dismissals so casual they stung like paper edges slicing your skin. My pride? Inconvenient. Their spotlight? Sacred. By the time graduation rolled around, hope was a stubborn habit I couldn't quite kick. I scanned that stadium one last time, my cap tassels swaying in the breeze. The applause thundered for everyone else, but those 4 seats. Empty. Like I was. The only acknowledgement? A half-hearted group text later that night. "Congrats, Evie. Caleb had a parent meeting. Hope you understand." Understand? Oh, I understood perfectly. I came last. Always. I walked home alone that night, my diploma clutched in white-knuckled hands. It felt heavier than stone, not from triumph, but from the weight of truth. If I vanished, would they even notice? The house wouldn't shift. No frantic calls. Just more silence. And that's exactly what followed. 8 months of it. My phone sat on the nightstand like a relic, gathering dust. No check-ins, no "how are yous?" No lazy hellos from anyone sharing my last name. My apartment was a cramped shoebox, peeling paint on the walls, a window that whistled with every gust of wind, and a space heater humming like a lonely companion. I'd wake to dust drifting from the ceiling, a fine grey snow reminding me of my invisibility. I scraped by with 2 part-time drafting jobs, fetching coffee for architects who never bothered to learn my name, climbing scaffolding in the rain for on-site notes, because real life doesn't come in neat textbook angles, nights blurred into exhaustion, my floor littered with crumpled sketches and takeout boxes reeking of stale soy sauce. One night, the loneliness cracked me open. I dialed Mom, fingers trembling, just needing to hear something. "Oh, sweetheart," she answered, her voice rushed. "Can we talk later? We're throwing Madison a surprise party. Don't ruin it." Click. The line went dead, but the silence that followed screamed. It was loud, sharp, final. Can you feel that sting? That moment when you realize waiting for them to notice is like screaming into the void? So I stopped calling. Stopped rehearsing the version of myself they might one day approve. Work became my lifeline. Blueprint after blueprint, I forced my voice steady in contractor meetings. Developers looked right through me until I outthought their doubts, proving my worth one calculated line at a time. It wasn't confidence I built, it was survival, raw, unyielding grit. Then I found it, a half-built penthouse on a forgotten rooftop. Everyone called it a money pit, a fool's gamble. But I saw sunlight piercing through the open beams, possibility buried under rust and rubble. I poured everything into it, savings, risks I shouldn't have taken. Nights melted into weeks, rain soaked my sketches until the ink ran like tears. Winter winds whipped through the frame, chilling me to the bone. Migraines burned behind my eyes, but I pushed on. And slowly it transformed, from skeleton to something solid. Something mine. Foreshadowing hint, narrator's tone hints at triumph. Little did I know this money pit would become the key to turning the tables. It sold for $7 million. Headlines exploded. My name everywhere, the world finally clapping even if my family never had. I should have felt victorious. Instead I felt seen, almost proud. Then my phone buzzed. Dad. 8 months of silence shattered by 4 words. Family dinner, 6 p.m. Not how are you, not we miss you. Just a summon, like I was an asset to be called in. If this were your family, what would you do? Comment below. 1, if you'd stay quiet and hope they finally see you. 2, if you'd protect your boundaries and face them head on. I arrived at 6 sharp. Not a minute early, not a second late. The house looked the same, perfect lawn, warm porch light, a facade that never included me. Dad opened the door, no smile, no hug, just, "Evelyn, come in." Inside, the dining room was staged like a corporate ambush. Centerpiece cleared, extra chairs shoved aside, documents stacked on the side table. Madison swirled her wine with that polished smirk, her eyes appraising me like a property listing. "Evie, so glad you came," Caleb lounged back, tapping the table rhythmically, his mock grin dripping condescension. "Well, look at you, big shot architect now." Mom tried a soft touch on my arm. "Sweetheart, we've missed you." The words slid off like oil on water. Dad cleared his throat, commanding the room. "Let's get to it." Madison slid a glossy folder my way. "A huge real estate opportunity," she announced, her voice dripping with false enthusiasm. "Prime land, high demand, massive returns." Caleb leaned in, smirk deepening. "With your recent payday, you could help us secure it." There it was, the real reason they'd remembered I existed. Dad clasped his hands. "We need capital, strong capital. You can make this happen for the family." Mum nodded eagerly. "It would mean so much to finally work together." As if my life had been one long audition for their approval, I let their words hang in the air, thick with expectation. Every assumption that I'd fold, comply, play my role. My hand dipped into my bag, brushing the thick folder I'd carried for months. My pulse was steady, my breath even. I placed it on the table. Thud. The weight landed like a verdict. Madison froze mid-sip. Caleb's tapping halted. Dad's eyes narrowed. Mom's fingers clenched her napkin. Gerald, Dad's business partner, stepped closer, recognizing the logo, his face drained of colour. "Is that?" he whispered. "Go ahead," I said calmly. "Take a look." He flipped the first page, jaw slackening. "The Grandview commercial block," Madison blinked. "The what?" Dad snapped toward him. "That property isn't listed." I smiled, a small, precise correction. "It wasn't listed," Gerald kept reading, voice hushed. "These are acquisition documents. The entire block is under her name." Silence crushed the room heavy as lead. Even the chandelier seemed to dim. Dad's face reddened. "Evelyn, do you have any idea what you've done?" "Yes," I replied, voice level. "For once, I know exactly." They'd invited me to fund their future, only to discover I'd already owned it. Dad shot to his feet, chair scraping like nails on the chalkboard. "You blindsided us. You think one lucky penthouse makes you an expert." I stayed seated, grounded. This wasn't luck. I attended 17 city meetings. Alone. His jaw tightened. "You should have told us." "You didn't tell me about your project either." "Ah, Madison tried to intervene, her voice saccharine. Evie, don't be like this. We could have guided you. Helped you. Helped, I echoed. The last time I mentioned real estate, Dad said it required real numerical sense. Dad flinched. You were inexperienced. And now, I asked, does 7 million buy competence? Silence stretched thin as a wire. Caleb scoffed. Jesus, Evie, why so defensive? We're offering unity. I laughed, a small, tired sound that echoed in the tension. Unity? For 8 months you forgot I existed. Mom's eyes welled up. Sweetheart, we were busy. Busy for 8 months, not one call, not one text. Her lips trembled, no answer forthcoming. I turned to Madison. You only texted to request Venmo. Her cheeks flushed. To Caleb. You bragged about Dad backing you every time you messed up. His face darkened. Shut up, Evie. No, I said firmly, not anymore. Madison slammed her palm down. It was one graduation ceremony. One, I agreed softly. One moment that told me everything. Dad cut in, sharp as a blade. What's done is done. We need the property. We'll buy it at cost. That's generous. My head tilted. Generous? He nodded. Contribute. Be part of the family again. Before I could respond, Gerald broke the silence, voice thin. She didn't just buy a building, Richard. She removed the anchor property. The project collapses without it. Dad's glare could have frozen hell. Madison paled. You sabotaged us. No, I said. I saved myself. You betrayed family, she snapped. My family betrayed me years ago, I replied. Mom sobbed. Sweetheart, please don't say that. I faced her gently. I ate instant noodles alone on graduation night. Not because you couldn't come, but because you didn't want to. Dad straightened, voice ice cold. Last chance, sell us the property, or you're no longer part of this family. Madison gasped. Mom covered her mouth. Caleb whispered, Dad. Seriously. But he meant every word. I inhaled deeply, steady as stone. Richard, I said softly. I stopped being part of this family the moment you left 4 empty seats at my graduation. His expression cracked, just a flicker. I gathered my documents, clipped them shut. You want the property? Build your own future. I already built mine. I stepped back, calm as a breath. The night my father disowned me, I realized I wasn't losing a family. I was shedding a role they'd scripted for me, one of invisibility and sacrifice. The night air hit me like a cold truth, sharp, clean, liberating. I paused on the porch, muffled voices arguing behind the door. None of it mine anymore. I walked to my car, heels tapping a rhythm of freedom. Each step lighter. Not easy, just honest. In the car, silence enveloped me, the earned kind, not the painful void. My phone buzzed. Mom, we're sorry. Please don't give up on us. I didn't reply, didn't delete it, just let it sit, like they'd let me sit alone under those lights. Driving through the city, old memories flickered past. The spot where Dad forgot to pick me up, the cafe where Madison mocked my dreams, the park where Caleb boasted about protection I never got. Each one smaller now, like I'd finally stepped out of their shadow. Downtown lights rose around me, bright signs, buzzing streets, skyscrapers glowing like silent allies. And above it all, my penthouse, my risk, my triumph. I parked, rode the elevator up, and stepped into warm cedar air. No shouting, no guilt, no shrinking to fit their roles, just space I'd shaped with my own hands. I set the documents on the island, my name glowing under the lights. Evelyn Reeves, the woman who built her future without their applause. I touched the cool glass overlooking the city. Families show up, I whispered, and when they don't, you learn to show up for yourself at Degi. The skyline shimmered back as if it agreed. Tonight I didn't mourn those 4 empty seats. I honoured the woman who'd filled them with her own strength. I didn't walk out to punish them. I walked out to finally live. If this story of quiet strength and hard-won justice resonated with you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more story. Tales of betrayal turned to triumph. What's your take? Drop a comment. Have you ever had to build your own future when family let you down? See you in the next one.